What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? It's Dan here from Cryonoir. In my never-ending attempt to justify my purchase of a 20 series graphics card, we're doing yet another video on ray tracing. This time we are doing a video on ray tracing in Unity. So in GDC this year, there was lots of talk about ray tracing. Everyone had ray tracing, both CryEngine and Unreal, and Unity sort of talked about it. Now, out of all of those, the only one that actually launched it in any sort of meaningful sense was the Unreal Engine. However, Unity has an experimental build that you can download and you can have a go with it, and it has ray tracing in it. It's definitely experimental, from what I can gather. Now, I came across this from a good channel that I watch called Games from Scratch. He sort of did it, and he brought it to light that it was there. So go over and check out his channel. He's dead good. Now, when he launched it, he has a 10 series card, so he had some issues in that it just completely crashed. Whereas I'm running, the far superior 2070. So, like I said, I have no idea what he's running. He could be like running a 1080 Ti, and I should run rings around mine. But not in ray tracing. In ray tracing, obviously, the RTX cards are the way forwards. So here we go. Let's see if we can't get this working in Unity. If you want to do it for yourself, head on over to Unity's page. It will be at Unity Technology /ray tracing. There'll be a link down below, and that will take you over to these pages here. Now, if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll find the link to the GitHub community, and it's the Unity experimental DXR releases. There we go, that's the one there. So if you click that, then that brings you over to this page. And what you want to do is you want to grab both the Unity experimental DXR 7-zip and the Windows standalone support 7-zip. Now, there's about 2 gig for the first one, and the other one's not particularly big. So you want to get them downloaded. And then when you've downloaded them somewhere, then you want to just extract them using WinRAR or 7-zip or whatever it is that you use. So once they're extracted, if you head over to Unity Hub, and then you can come over to here, you go for a new project, and then if you've got multiple versions, you need to select the most recent one, which is 2019 2.0A5, which is the experimental one, and that should turn that to template DXR high definition preview. So you need to select that and then create project. Now, when I set this going, yep, just you need to allow access, because again, this is like I say, this is not, even if you use Unity all the time, this is still, it will still kind of flag a few things up there. Now, this took me absolutely ages to launch. We're not going to sit here the whole time while it does it, but the first time I launched this, it took absolutely forever, like to the extent that I was pretty certain it had just crashed. But no, it just takes a god awful long time, and again, that's because this is not really fit for release. So once you launch it up, it should look a little bit like this, and I'm assuming this is okay. I believe there is a built-in scene in here, so let's just have a look. Okay, I think we'll try this one. Oh no, that was not. Alright, okay, so yeah, that's a backdrop. So is it this? If we click that, do we get it? Do we maybe have crash? We maybe have crash. Oh, I don't want to go through that load up again. That took so long to load up. This is an experimental build. Yeah, we have crash. Project is this is not working. Can we escape? No, we can't. We just have crash. Okie dokie. Right, let's try again. Oh. Oh, look, we have Oh, we have movement. We are in it. This is the thing. It's going. Ah, there we go. Right, so this is the scene. As you can see, we have the kind of London London doofer behind it there to make it look like it's real. And then in here, this is the scene. Now, when Games from Scratch launched this, yeah, he managed to get here, and then it just flat out crashed on him because he was using a mere 10 series card instead of a super powerful 20 series card. So let's just see if we can't get this bad boy running, see what it looks like. Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh, hey up. Oh, so here we go. Ray tracing is on. Ambient occlusion is on. Wow, that's. Let's just say that this is jittery. So what sort of FPS are we getting? 16, 14, 30. You're right. Okay, so when we look into the scene, we get about 17 FPS. So by the looks of it, we have everything on: ray trace shadows, ray trace reflections. So I mean, if you stay stationary, it does look pretty good. It does look pretty good. What about these bottles? What? Oh dearie me. Yeah, every time you move it lags. It lags real bad. I don't know if that's because I'm also recording as well. Could that be something? But oh, hey up. Alright, okay. I mean, that bottle looks pretty damn good. Like, if you just stay still, apart from this pencil here, that's not good. But if you stay still, the reflections on that are pretty goddamn good. Has to be said. I mean, we do have some, there is clearly some artifacting around there. So it's, it's, oh. But I think all in all, I mean, for a first step, it looks pretty good. It looks okay. It's like I say, I mean, oh god, it is not stable. I mean, it's totally stable if you just look at the wall. Like, look at that. Like, if we just look at the wall, I mean, we're getting 30 FPS here. That's cinematic right there. It's only when we sort of, and then we look at the window, we're still getting 60 odd FPS, right? So there's no, and then here, there we go. You see, that's where all the reflections are taking place, and that's where it tanks 10 FPS. Wow. Right. Okay. Oh, hey, we've gone through the wall. This is not good. This is not good. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, this is an experimental build. This is not good to go. You've got to bear in mind that, this technology is still very new, and Unity do not really have, or the guys at Unity don't have the budget that Epic have when it comes to sort of development. So, they are going to slightly lag behind when it comes to the kind of cutting edge thing. But I mean, this is here. I don't know if I can interact with anything. Let's see if can I see if I can pick something up and see if we can get some interaction so we can see what. No, I have no interaction. We just have movement. But all in all, that's pretty cool. Right, let's see if we can't do this again, but instead of maximizing it, we'll minimize it, and we'll see if we can get some interesting things going on. Let's just have a play around with this. So, game scene, and then don't maximize on play. Right, and I believe, let's have a look, ray tracing environment. I think this is all of the crazy things we can mess around with over here. Oh, reflections, it's just everything. So that was like literally, that was everything on. So, absolutely everything on. They were still getting some very low-end frame rates. You got to bear in mind that in Battlefield, they only had it on like reflecting, on sort of reflections, and that was it. So if we turn some of this stuff off, we might actually get a playable frame rate here. Let's see what we could do. Let's see what's going to have the biggest effect. Alright, okay, so we're here. We are rolling. And on the... You see, we currently have slightly better FPS. We're at 2030. I'm wondering if having it in full screen mode is... Yeah, we're still down in the 20s. So let's have a look. What happens if we turn off shadows? So, immediately I think we have... I know frame timing is all over the place. Like, look, when we went out there, we were like 150 FPS, 160 FPS, in 60, 50, 100, you know, it's all over the place. But I think we are definitely getting... Are we getting more FPS by turning... Oh, can we actually... Oh, we can actually do it in... Oh, we can do it in there. Oh, how cool is that? All right, okay, yes. That's very cool. I did wonder what that was there for. Right, okay. So let's try this in full screen mode and actually see what we can get. So yeah, we'll enable everything. Enabled. Enable. Come on. Have we crash? As I say, it's not hugely stable or even functional, but you know, this is an experimental build, so you would expect it to be. Ah, there we go. Indirect light diffusing. Right. So this is everything all singing, all dancing now. Right. Okay, so let's maximize on play again. Let's go in. Right, so I think, as I said, we have everything on. Okay. Oh. No, scale. We just want scale down to 1. Thank you. Why is that? There we go. Thank you. Oh dear, I have no idea where I am. What's going on? 5 FPS? Why is everything... You see, and for some reason now it's acting real bad. Right, okay. Let's keep this at 16:9, see if that helps. Oh, we're getting 4 FPS. We're getting real bad noise. Lots of bad noise and no FPS. Right, let's just try and turn everything off. Turn that off. Turn that off. So we turn all the ray tracing off, everything. One would assume that we would return back to a reasonable frame rate, but no, we are still... Oh, what is happening here? This is not good. And like, I'm looking, I've got like I've got Task Manager up, and that's showing my CPU at like at 8%. The CPU's doing nothing. This is all off the GPU, and it's not working well. Okay, right, let's get rid of that. Let's just try and revert back to... Right, so I wonder why, for some reason, it did that. Let's just see if we can't have some... let's just see if we can't get it playing again, just on the little... Okay, so that's a little better, but it's still not... We're not back to where we were. Definitely not. Okay, right, let's... Right, let's try ray traced reflections off. There we go. So now we're just on screen space reflections. You see, it doesn't seem to be affected. So there is something inherently wrong here, because you would have thought if we turn ray tracing off, bits and bats of it off, that should improve performance, but it just doesn't seem to be doing anything at all. We're still at 7 frames per second, 9 frames per second. I wonder why. I wonder if it's not clearing clearing VRAM or something. There we go. Oh, we're outside now. This is all fine. You see, look, ray tracing works perfectly fine when you're out here. It's only 65, right? It's only when you try and, you know, sort of go into the building. 50, 40, 16, 10. And then on the other side we get 100. So there we go. So yeah, I would say there's clearly some work to be done, but I mean it is working. This is ray tracing. This is ray tracing in Unity. And like you can see when you turn stuff on, like it does suddenly like improve it, definitely. You just can't move. Like we turn ray traced ambient occlusion off. Just basically makes that bit a little bit darker. So when that's off, there's obviously no light bouncing around in that area. And when you turn it back on, suddenly light bounces around, and there we go. Ray trace reflections, let's try and turn them off. Let's see what... Let's try and get in a position where we can see the glass and see what's going on. Oh, this is so hard with such... I mean, to be honest, this is just what it's like using the computers at work. Like, just to do word editing. Let's have a look. Come on. One step more. And there we go. Right, okay, so we've sort of got a view of this bottle. So we turn ray traced reflections on. Okay, I don't think we can actually see anything from here. Let's see if we can get a little closer so we can actually see some ray traced reflections. Okay, so ray traced, this is off, and this is on. How to tell you? Short of that looking a little different. Trace reflections. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on. Any improvement whatsoever. I can see why this is just a demo. Why this is not a released version. If this is your first experience of Unity, yeah, it's a lot better than this. This is, like I said, this is not a final build. I need to really hammer that point home. This is not a final build. This is literally just an experimental thing, just to sort of presumably get it working after a fashion. But yep, so there we go. So that is ray tracing in Unity. It's not quite there. Well, there we go. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. It will be a very short one when it's all chopped together. It was just literally, I thought we'd just have a go and have a look around what Unity's doing with this new sort of experimental technology. And it's always good to sort of see this kind of thing. It has hit the market in Unreal, so obviously if you're really desperate to get into ray tracing games at the moment, if you really want to add them to your games, then unfortunately Unreal's going to have to be the way to go for the time being. However, it is in Unity, it is here, it's an experimental state, but if there's one thing I know about Unity, it won't be experimental for very long. So that's really, really cool. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shenanigans. And yeah, ray tracing, it's on its way, it's here, it's nearly here. And as indie developers, we should definitely be jumping on this because it's the future. It's yeah. Well, it's not really, it's now. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Take it easy. See you later. Bye-bye.